Did anyone here order an M249? Got an M249 here with a side server. Get wrecked. How about you, buddy? Do you order one of these things? Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Whatever you need to know about the M249, you're going to find in this video. We're going to talk about damage. We're going to talk about shell velocity. We're going to talk about loadouts. We're going to talk about whether it's better than the M416. We're going to say where you can find it and what you can do with it, and why you'd bloody well do it, and is it better than the GROZA, and is it worth running this in loadouts, and all kinds of things. Let's get to it, the M249. I'm Bushka, and if you want to win some UC, post why you like the M249 in the comments below. Put in your username and ID, in-game ID in there, and I'll hit one of you grubs up with some UC. Also, subscribe to the channel, because I try and check to see whether you've subscribed, and if you have, then, you know, you go in the running. The M249 is a crate drop weapon. Or crate, I mean airdrop, right? And it has undergone a few changes of late. Particularly of note is the effect that 90 frames per second devices have had on the M249. The faster frames have allowed for faster firing times. And a gun that I already considered to be very, very good has become quite sensational. Some would say overpowered right now. And a lot of people don't watch these kind of videos. They just watch montages and crap like that on TikTok. And so they think that the M416 is like the be-all and end-all of guns in PUBG Mobile. And that's great for you, because you get to rinse people who think that is the case. The more people that think that is the case, the more you can exploit people's ignorance and stupidity to be an absolute rock and roller. The M249 was the only crate drop weapon that got significantly faster in the recent update that allowed for 90 frames per second. The AUG did get quicker, but it was a 5.56 AR that isn't exactly renowned for being a damage-dealing monster. It's an M416 plus kind of thing. This thing picked up pace. It was already a monumentally good rate of fire and damage weapon. Oh my god, it just shreds. Honestly, I'm watching some of these clips and it's just shredding all these people. It's absolutely smashing them. The M249's rate of fire is around every 0.081 seconds. That's if you're running smooth extreme. If you were lucky enough to be able to run smooth 90 frames per second, the M249 drops all the way down to 0.076 seconds per round, which is faster than a GROZA. That's faster than a GROZA. Like, I can't emphasize enough how crazy it is that this gun has 100 rounds and fires faster than a GROZA. Like, can we talk about that? It has 100 rounds and does this. Its base damage is 43.9, so it's not quite as powerful, but it makes up for that with that little bit of extra burst, so that its actual time to kill is the second best in game right now at 0.228 seconds. Now, is it better than M416? Yeah, it craps all over the M416. The M416 has a time to kill of 0.38. Like, it's not even funny. It's like 0.34 at 90 frames per second. This thing is legitimately crazy. The squad wiper, as it's affectionately termed by those of the... and unless you accidentally put a 6x on it and forget to drop it down to 3, so that when you poke that bloke, the gun goes absolutely everywhere. It's a phenomenal weapon. It's very, very good for this kind of hip fire stuff, because you're throwing so much mud at the wall, it literally sticks. Like, enough of it will stick, and you can just worry about mobility. Now, mobility is something we need to talk about with this gun. You lose... There is a slight movement penalty for LMGs. There is a less damaging movement penalty for ARs, and there is a non-existent movement penalty for SMGs. SMGs get a benefit there with that. This is not as good as an M416 at spraying, but here's the thing. It's not horrific. And if you use red dots on these things, this is a bit of a trick. If you use a red dot on a gun like this, you'll get aim assist, and you're throwing so many rounds out. Like, you're literally throwing out so many rounds and so fast This is so much potato by me. That I think I've got the M249 in my hand right now. So I'm ready to fire at this guy as he comes in the door. But I've got a grenade in my hand. Oh, bugger. Right, you gotta be honest about the world. It throws so many rounds out while using the red dot with the aim assist that it's just stupidly good. Like, it's stupidly good. And the gun that most people will use when you come up against is a M416. Now, M416 just can't compete. It just can't compete in terms of damage output. You're going to see me using an M416. I know there's a guy coming. I don't know he's got an M249. So I'm very, very comfortable pushing and holding and getting the perfect timing on this guy as it comes through the door. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because even though I smash this guy as he comes through the door, he's got a... It just catches up. It just catches up. It just does too much damage too quickly. It's firing like 30% faster. It's firing 30% faster than an M416. Like, this is why if you watch me play, 80% of the time I'm running a 7.62 AR or a crate drop AR, like a GROZA, or running an M249, or, you know, these, or I'm using SMGs and things, because to be honest, there is this huge window of opportunity for anyone willing to go outside the box of the 6x spray montage set and use guns that legitimately do more damage. And that's exactly what this weapon does. It does one thing very, very well. That's damage. And even though, like, you might screw a spray up, you got so many rounds. Like, I just put 38 out there and I've still got 62 down the pipe. It is so bloody good. If you are going to spray with this, big tip. Make sure you are crouched or you are lying on the ground. It has a bipod, as all LMGs do. The DP28 has one as well. And it gets a tremendous benefit, a bonus to accuracy when you are actually lying down on the ground. Now, I didn't use that in the making of this film clip, of this video. I just didn't really get the need for it. Like, this is what I'm talking about with the rate of fire. It's pretty incredible. In my opinion, the best loadout in the game right now is like a Mark 14 and AWM. This is a smidgen behind it. This is the only gun in the game that really comes close to the Mark 14 in terms of damage output, and is a lot safer to use than the Mark 14. A lot of people struggle with the Mark because it's only got 20 rounds. So it can be very, very intimidating, particularly for people who aren't great with their aim. The M249 is perfect for that. If you just rush and hip fire, it will rip people apart. It will absolutely rip them apart. Let's talk a little bit about the shell velocity and spraying. And then we're going to talk about the GROZA. The shell velocity of the M249 is actually fan-freaking-tastic. One of the reasons it works so well as a spray weapon is that its shell velocity is 937 meters a second. It's the same shell velocity as an AWM. That is very, very quick. It's faster than an M416 in terms of shell velocity. It has a lot of recoil. It has a lot of recoil. Sorry, I got carried away. So excited about the M249 and my place in its world. It's got a lot of recoil because it's firing it around every 0.076 seconds at 90 frames. I'm going to show you this little clip here. The bloke that I wreck in the ghillie suit in a sec, he was in the kill feed all over it. Like, you know, that dirty grub with busy hands at the post-prom party that everyone's just like, please stay away from Barry. And he gets a real good shot at me. My vest is nearly cracked and I'm like, could be dodgy, but I don't feel too worried. I've got an M249. You watch what it does to him. It absolutely sits him on his ass and sends him back. And this is a huge benefit of this weapon. People use the M416. And I don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but I just find this incredible that the 3 videos I've done over the past couple of weeks, the M249, the GROZA, and the Mark 14, are the 3 guns that I keep finding in crates and winning games with them. Like, this is a gun I found in a crate that I didn't call in. I like just found someone else had looted it, taken the armor and the ammo. Like, just whatever. Like, I'll use it. I think it's difficult to argue against grabbing this gun. I don't know why people resist it, especially in squad games. It's got 100 rounds of 43.9 damage ammunition. The ordnance alone, like, that's 100 times 43.9. That is 4,390 potential damage here before being modified by vests and things. You can knock and thirst. You can knock and thirst 2 entire squads with one clip, like, theoretically. It's insane, the damage output of this thing. Don't sleep on it. Don't leave it on the ground. Pick it up and be healthy, happy, and wise. I'm Butchka. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We're having a rough month on subscribers, so if you could just pick up the old tap-tap-tap-a-roo and turn it into a +1, that'd be great. Look after yourselves, stay safe on the battlefield, and bye for now.